Namaste Sarvebhya. Welcome back to our Gita classes, Gita discussion sessions rather. We had left off with Bhagavan introducing himself for the very first time as the Supreme Personality to Arjuna. When Arjuna is bewildered by the Vishwarupa that Bhagavan shows, so he is awestruck as well as frightened, in fact. And now he asks, "Who are you?" To which Bhagavan replies, and we shall read these shlokas before we continue forward. श्रीभगवानुवाच कालोऽस्मि लोकक्षयकृत् प्रवृद्धो लोकान् समाहर्तुमिह प्रवृत्तः ऋतेऽपि त्वान्न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे येव स्थिताः प्रत्यनीकेषु योधाः तस्मात् त्वमुत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व जित्वा शत्रून् भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धम् मयैवैते निहताः पूर्वमेव निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन् द्रोणं च भीष्मं च जयद्रथं च कर्णं तथान्यानपि योधवीरान् मया हतांस्त्वं जहिमा व्यथिष्ठा युध्यस्व जेतासि रणे सपत्नान्. So let's quickly look at the commentary of Adi Shankaracharya along with his translation. So he's telling Arjuna that I am Kala, I am time itself, the destroyer of worlds. I have come here to engulf the entire world in itself. And moreover, it is not actually you who will be killing the army or any of these warriors, because great warriors such as Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and all the other uh, mighty warriors have already been defeated by me. As in, I have already written their fate. I've already fated them to come back to myself, as in, I being Kala, I being death. They're all fated to come to me, and I've already killed them in advance for you. So you need not worry. Ma vyathishtaha tvam rane sapatnanetan jetasi. You shall win over these enemies and foes in this battlefield, in this battle. And so, yudhyasva, just fight. Do not worry much about the consequences. You start fighting, and then the rest will be taken care by me. This is one of the most powerful, uh, almost kicking awake any seeker by throwing them and plunging them into action more than philosophizing. Let's continue from here. Sanjaya uvacha एतच्छ्रुत्वा वचनं केशवस्य कृताञ्जलिर्वेपमानः किरीटी नमस्कृत्वा भूय एवाह कृष्णं सगद्गदं भीतभीतः प्रणम्य. Now, looking at the Virat Rupa of Bhagavan, of Paramatma in the Saguna Ishvara form. So now we are looking at the same tattva of God, or you could say reality, truth, existence, whatever, in the Saguna Sakara form with certain gunas. Here the guna is of Raudra Rasa, right? It's terrifying. And then there is a Sakara Rupa with an Akara. And here the Akara itself is of Vishwa, of the entire cosmos, with all beings, gods, demons, humans, animals and creatures, rakshas. Yakshamsi, Rakshamsi, and all these creatures, that is both the sentient and the insentient part of the universe, is being displayed as a quick trailer before Arjuna. And over here, after seeing this and hearing this Ishvara himself reply uh, with a mighty sonorous voice, you could imagine. What happened? Etat Shutva, hearing this Vachanam of whose? Of Keshava, of Krishna, Krita Anjalihi Vepamanaha Kiriti Namaskritva Bhuyah Eva Aha Krishnam Sa Gadgadam Bhita Bhitah Pranamya. Eshaha Arjunaha Yaha Kiriti. Arjuna was wearing a kirita, right? So he uh, started shivering. Vepamanaha is shivering. Kritanjalihi, he folded his hands in the Namaskara Mudra before him, before Krishna, and he is bowing his head down before the Virat Rupa. Kritanjalihi Vepamanaha Namaskritva, he is saluting. Bhuyaha, again and again he is saluting. So he is in a frenzy right now. He doesn't know, he's in a state of, how do you put it? In a state of awe and wonder, where you really are not thinking logically anymore. It is the instinct of the organism, which is smaller, to bow down and surrender before something absolutely large, absolutely humongous. Namaskritva bhuyah eva aha. Aha is he spoke. Krishnam. Who did he speak to? He spoke to back to Krishna. How did he speak? Saha bhita bhitaha. He is the most terrified of all terrifying things, of all terrifiable things. He is the most terrified now, and he is sa gadgadam. In his voice, uh, there's a stammer, so he is not able to even speak coherently. His voice and speech is choked. He is now offering pranamas. He is saluting both with his hands as well as with his entire body before this humongous form. Let's look at this is the little meaning. Let's now see if Shankaracharya has something more to add. Etat Shrutva Vachanam Keshavasya Purvoktam, Purvoktam Vachanam, whatever has been told before. Kritanjalihi son, folding his hands. Vepamanaha Kampamanaha. Kiriti Namaskritva Bhuyah Arthat Puraha. Eva Aha Uktavan. Kim Uktavan? Krishnam Sagadgadam. भयाविष्टस्य दुःखाभिघातात् स्नेहाविष्टस्य च हर्षोद्भवात्. So his voice is choked. Shankaracharya describes it for two reasons. One, out of bhaya. He is terrified of the form, and he is also struck by dukkha. He is struck by all the sorrow uh, of the world. Dukkha, abhighatat. He is kicked by all the sorrow and grief and with fear. And also, he is also happy that his own friend, so-called friends up till now, is such a magnificent personality. So otherworldly he is. Sneha Vishtasya cha Harshod His Harsha, his joy has no bounds at all. And out of his friendship, he is again still choked. So this confusion in how he relates to this being in front of him is causing the speechlessness. Ashrupurna netratve sati श्लेष्मणा कंठ अवरोधः ततश्च वाचः अपाटवम् मन्दशब्दत्वम् यत् सः गद्गदः तेन सह वर्तते इति स गद्गदं वचनम्. His vachana is with stammers. Why? Because ashrupurna netratve, his eyes are watering. Shleshmana kantavarodha, and with saliva and phlegm, which is stuck in his throat. Vachaha apatavam, and he does not actually find the right words to describe or to even address him right away. Manda Shabdatvam, and he's speaking very slowly and with lesser voice. Saha Gadgadaha Tena Saha Vartate iti Sagadgadam. Sagadgadam, along with uh, the stammer, he speaks. Iti Vachana Kriya Visheshanam Etat. Vachana Kriya Visheshanam. This is the description of how his Vachana was. Bhita Bhitaha Punah Punaha Bhayavishta Chetaha San. This is pretty clear. Pranamya Prahvaha Bhutva. He is prostrating. Aha iti Vyavahitena Sambandhaha. So he spoke thus after saluting and prostrating. Atra avasare Sanjaya Vachanam sa abhiprayam. कथं द्रोणादिषु अर्जुनेन निहतेषु अजेयेषु चतुर्षु द्रोणा द्रोणञ्च भीष्मञ्च जयद्रथं च कर्णं. So he gives examples of four Ajeya Shatrus, those unconquerable or hard to conquer enemies, with those four examples that Krishna had mentioned earlier. uh, he speaks. Let me just read it further for more context. Nirashrayah Duryodhanah Nihatah Eva iti matva Dhritarashtrah Jayam prati nirashah san sandhin karishyati tatah shantihi ubhayesham bhavishyati iti tadapi na ashraushid Dhritarashtrah bhavitavya vashat. So, here Atra avasare, in the midst of this, Sanjaya tells something to Dhritarashtra with a dhvani of a abhipraya. What is the abhipraya here? He's opining that, see now Arjuna is there is a premonition that Bhagavan himself has fated Arjuna to kill these four and other such great warriors who are supposedly inconquerable. So now Duryodhana is Nirashraya. He has no one else no one backing him. And so he will also definitely be dead. Nihataha eva. Iti matva, thinking this, Sanjaya is thinking this, and he feels Dhritarashtra jayam prati nirashaha san sandhim karishyati. So now Dhritarashtra will therefore be upset that he will actually have no desire towards victory, because now he realizes that four and other such greatest warriors on his side will definitely be dead. So perhaps it may persuade him to do sandhi, uh, to do a sandhana, a compromise, and stop the war. Tataha shantihi ubhayesham bhavishyati iti. And Sanjaya feels if Dhritarashtra does this, then there will be shanti, peace on both sides. So the war has not yet even begun. So there is still a window where Dhritarashtra, the king, who is overlooking the feud between the two uh, warring parties, uh, who are technically his own children, he can always stop them. Tadapi, but still, na ashraushi Dhritarashtra. Still, Dhritarashtra did not listen to the abhipraya of Sanjaya and the dhvani of Sanjaya, because it was fated by Vishnu himself, by Krishna himself, that this war will happen, and that Kala will definitely do a bhakshana of every single creature on that Kurukshetra field. Is this clear? Any questions? Continuing this further, Arjuna says, अर्जुन उवाच स्थाने हृषीकेश तव प्रकीर्त्या जगत्प्रहृष्यत्यनुरज्यते च रक्षांसि भीतानि दिशो द्रवन्ति सर्वे नमस्यन्ति च सिद्धसङ्घाः. Arjuna spoke, Sthane Hrishikesha Tava Prakirtya Jagat Prahrishyati Anurajyate Cha Rakshamsi Bhitani Disho Dravanti Sarve Siddhasanghaha Namasyanti Cha. Sthane. So, this is an avyaya here, though it's of course a namapada, but it is used as an avyaya here. Sthane means okay, or uh, you know, obviously, something along these lines. Obviously, or appropriately, or it's right that it's in its sthana, it's in the rightful place. It's rightful that tava prakirtya, with the sparkles of your fame and of your glory, jagat etat prahrishyati. The entire world is dancing in joy, anurajyate, and it is being entertained. Jagat itself is by sparkles and by sprinkling of your fame, of your glory, of your energy all throughout the world. It is every single living and non-living being or thing is happy, it's joyous, and it is being entertained. So, this is the idea of Ananda. The Ananda of Ishvara is animating even insentient objects to supposedly feel entertained and feel the uh, feel an instance of joy. Rakshamsi bhitani, but the Rakshas are said to be protective spirits of the forests. So you would have seen this uh, deities in the forest. You could say sacred groves, right? So you see, there was recently a very nice movie Kantara made about it. So people usually mistake Rakshas with Rakshasa, which is not the case. Rakshas is fearsome spirits or devatas which govern nature and protect the treasures of nature. Yakshas, and similarly, Rakshas and Yakshas, they go together. Yakshas are said to be slightly powerful, more powerful than the Rakshas, but they have more or less the similar roles. They are frightened. Dishaha dravanti. All the directions, the space is melting. Look at the poetic uh, beauty here. Space is melting. Dishaha dravanti, or you could say Rakshamsi Dishaha dravanti. The Rakshas, because they are afraid, they are running helter skelter all throughout the space. They're finding more directions to go in, apart from the 10. Sarve Siddha Sanghaha Tvam Namasyanti. And all the Siddha Sangha, all the Siddha Munis, Rishis, all enlightened wise Rishikas, Yoginis, and all such people, they recognize your awesomeness and they are bowing before you. Any questions so far? You can always speak up, offer your own opinions and takes about these verses. Okay. अस्तु स्थाने युक्तं किं तत् what is yuktam tava prakirtya by your kirti and how does Shankaracharya talk about it? Tvan mahatmya kirtanena shrutena. Hey Hrishikesha, tvat mahatmya kirtanena shrutena, by all your mahatmya and Kirtanena. The creatures are, they are eulogizing your Mahatmya, and rightfully so. Sthane means rightfully. They are describing your splendor. And with this, Jagat Praharshyati, Praharsham Upaiti. The entire world, uh, Upaiti means it achieves or it gains, Praharsham, it becomes ecstatic. Tat sthane yuktam ityarthaha, and that is appropriate. Athava Vishaya Visheshanam sthane iti. And whatever is described here, that is, it is appropriate that the Jagat is getting joy because it is you, that is Bhagavan, which is worthy of such a cause, such a phenomenon. That it's only Ishvara who can create joy in every single atom of the universe. Yuktaha harshadi vishayah Bhagavan. Harshadi vishayah eva Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the form of Ananda. यतः ईश्वरः सर्वात्मा सर्वभूत सुहृत् च इति सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति is what he himself says in the ninth chapter. He Ishvara, though, is the Sarvantaryami, Sarvatma, the self, the very personality or self of all, Sarvabhuta Suhrit cha, but it is also the best friend, Suhrit, the well-wisher of every single creature or of every single entity rather. Bhuta, you couldn't translate this as entity. Is there a question? Namaste. तथा अनुरज्यते अनुरागम च उपैति. What is anurajyate? You see here, Jagat prahrishyati anurajyate. Anuragam cha upaiti tacha vishaye iti vyakhyayam. So he says, Shankaracharya says, you should note or vyakhyayam. You should understand this word to be anuragam upaiti tacha vishaye. They get anuraga, they get attached, or they get. Mm, is there a better translation to the word anuraga, Mahodaya? Anuragam upaiti tacha vishaye. Ah, prema, satyam. They they're almost infatuated by the form of Bhagavan, which is so humongous and blissful and splendorous that they are, uh, yeah, you can say they are loving the form. They fall in love. Anuragancha upaiti iti vyakhayam. Kincha rakshamsi bhitani bhayavishtani tishaha dravanti. So all these rakshas. Again, I was just mentioning that how Rakshas is different from Rakshasa. Rakshas are the governing spirits of nature. They bhayavishtani, they are supposed to be very fearsome, this protecting the sacred groves and such. They themselves are feared, I mean, they are terrorized. Bhayavishtani, dishaha dravanti. They are running helter-skelter to find more directions to go in, apart from the 10 directions. They want to escape this wrath. Tacha sthane vishaye. This is also appropriate. Sarve namasyanti namaskurvanti cha siddha sangaha siddhanam samudayaha kapiladinam. Who are the siddhas? Kapila and others are other rishis, rishikas are all siddhas. That is also appropriate. Bhagavato harshadi vishayatve hetum darshayati. So the key takeaway, the summary of this verse, Shankaracharya says is, it's Bhagavan's harshadi vishaya. Bhagavan itself is the supreme object of joy for every single entity. I welcome any views or other interpretations of this. Hmm. Hmm. Anu. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. So raga would perhaps mean, so anu could also mean something which comes after, or which comes subsequently. So raga would mean where the object itself, sorry, the entity itself is running behind, is chasing an object, where it actively desires it. Whereas Anuraga could, I mean, this is again my interpretation, it could mean because it is this is the raga which came afterwards. So maybe it's a passive love where they did not initiate it. Yes. Hmm. Correct. Anurag, it stays. Yeah. Sadhu. We'll just read a couple more shlokas and then we'll be done. आम ते प्रेमरज्जुबद्धाः सन्ति अनुरज्यते रञ्जिति धातुः तस्मात् राग इत्येव उत्पन्नम् mm, स्यात् स्यात् प्रायशः तदेव स्यात् रागेण बद्धा इति कृत्वा रज्जुः इति स्यादेव रङ्गः इत्यपि तस्मादेव धातोः भवान् पठति वा कस्माच्च तेन न मेरन्महात्मन् गरीयसे ब्रह्मणोऽप्यादिकर्त्रे साधु कस्माच्च why are they doing namaskara कस्माच्च ते न नमेरन् sorry why will they not do a namaskara कस्माच्च ते न नमेरन् how will they not be able to do namaskara o mahatman गरीयसे ब्रह्मणः अपि आदिकर्त्रे तुभ्यं कथं ते न नमेरन् how will these Siddha Sanghas and all these Rakshas, Yakshas, and all the Devatas not do Namaskara to you? How can they not do Namaskara to you? Because you are the Adikartre of who is uh, older than even Brahma himself, this Prajapati, Srishtikarta Brahma himself. You being older, how will they, as in you being such a uh, prestigious in such a prestigious position of all the gods, how will they not do namaskara to you? Hey Ananta, Devesha, Jagat Nivasa, Tvam Aksharam, Sat Asat Tat Param Yat. So, hey Ananta, O infinity, Devesha, Lord of all gods, Jagan Nivasa, you who has made the entire universe itself your home. Tvam Aksharam, you are the indestructible. Sat Asat Tatparam. So you break this word as Sat, Asat, and Tatparam. Tatparam. Yat Tatparam. You are both the existence or the manifest and the unmanifest, the truth and the false, existent and non-existent, and that which is beyond both. Tat yat tat param tat tvam asi. Did I gather the literal meaning right? Any other points you would like to add? So I think this verse is simply in praise of the status of Bhagavan, of Ishvara, the Saguna Sakara Ishvara, to have been the Srishtikarta of even Brahma himself. Therefore, tracing his way back in the hierarchy to the very first being. And not only is he the Saguna Sakara Rupa, but also these words make him more abstract. He is the Ananta, the Lord of all the Indriyas, Devesha, resides in the universe Vishwam Vishnu, and it is the indestructible Aksham. All these are classic epithets to denote the Paramatma or the Brahman. Sad Asat Tat Param. Hmm. Uh, Very, so it comes from the word guru. The word guru here means weighty or heavy, and in its comparative form, it becomes Gariyas, and in its superlative form, it becomes the word Garishtha. So Guru, Gariyas, Garishtha. Just as you say Laghu, Laghiyas, and Laghishtha. Vara, Variyan or Variyas, and Varishtha. So on and so forth. So these are the positive, comparative, and superlative forms. So here it means one who is heavier, as in one who has more gravitas, has more depth in personality and in power than Brahma himself. Gariyas is the Pratipadikam, is Chaturthi Vibhakti. To the person who is more important than Brahma himself. Chaturthi Vibhakti. Any other opinion would like to share, Mahodaya? कस्माच्च हेतोः ते तुभ्यं न नमेरन् or for what reason will they remain from not doing namaskara to you? Na namaskaryuhu he mahatman गरीयसे गुरुतराय यतः ब्रह्मणः अर्थात हिरण्यगर्भस्यापि आदिकर्ता कारणं त्वमसि. You are the karana, the cause of even the Hiranyagarbha, which is in Puranic language called as Brahma or Prajapati. Ataha tasmat, therefore, you are the Adikartri, you are the Adikarta. Katham etena namaskaryuhu. How will they refrain from not doing namaskara? Ataha harshadina namaskarasya cha sthanam tvam arhaha. You are appropriate, you deserve every bit of namaskara they are doing. हे अनंत देवेश हे जगन्निवास त्वम् अक्षरं तत्परं यत् वेदांतेषु श्रूयते. Exactly how what the Vedantas, that is Upanishads, describe how they describe the Paramatma or Brahman as Ananta, Devesha, Jagannivas and such, that you are Tattvamasi. Kim Tat, what is that which can be put in categories of A and A complement. That which exists and that which does not exist. So the universal set will be A plus A union A complement. Sad asat iti. Sat vidyamanam, whatever exists. Asat cha yatra nasti. Whatever doesn't exist also you are that. Iti buddhi te upadhana bhute sadasati. And for this akshara, these sat and asat are the two upadhis. Upadhana means upadhi. They are uh, like a degree. So upadhana means here a degree or uh, upadhi. Yes, upadhi means literally an addition to something. So you say upadhi. Even in grammar, you're aware, right? Upadhi, upadha means some additional component or supplement to a word. Uh, Upadhana, bhute. That's what I think. Do you have a different meaning? You're saying what are you saying? The forms. Ah, satyam, satyam. I understood. Yes. That's a plausible meaning. Let's look it up. Upadhi, upadhanam, I hope the screen is visible. Upadhanam. Upadhanam is pillow. Uh, Shape. Okay. Upadhanam, upadhanam. Poison, receiving, taking, present. No, this is upadana. This is the Mahaprana. Upadhana, excellence, singularity, peculiarity. I don't think these fit the meaning. Yeah, you can say the shape. Okay, now I understand what you're saying. Okay, okay, avagatam. So sadasati, the akshara takes the form of sat and asat. Is that what you're hinting at? Okay. Ah. Hmm. Hmm. Correct. Sadasati tatparam. Hmm. Ramaniyam. यत् द्वारेण सदसति इति उपचर्यते यद् द्वारेण स सद असति इति उपचर्यते आई एम नॉट श्योर ऑफ दिस यत् द्वारेण because of the dwara as in through the description of the epithet of the word akshara, that is what yad dwarena, because of that sadasati iti upacharyate. But okay, I'll come back to this. Paramarthatastu सदसतोः परं तत् अक्षरं यदक्षरं वेदविदः वदन्ति यदक्षरं वेदविदो वदन्ति is one verse which will come again in this 11th chapter itself. So that tat tvameva na anyata iti abhiprayah. So you are that very akshara which the uh, hmm, this one, right? Oh, sadhu. Uh, where were we here? Being is that which exists, and non-being is that with regard to which the idea of non-existence arises. You are the immutable, of which these two, being and non-being, become the limiting adjuncts. The upadhana here, they translated it as uh, ah, correct. Because of whom the two, being and non-being, become limiting adjuncts. Upadhanam. Ah, avagatam. Because of which the Sat and Asat become the upadhis. Which as a result is metaphorically referred to as the being and non-being. But in reality, that immutable is transcendental to both of these. That immutable which the knowers of the Veda declare, which is also occurring in the Kenopanishad, that is you yourself, nothing else. That is the idea he praises again. Okay. This is not that very clear. The difference, I think. Hmm. One more thing. हाँ, उससे. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Though we may say for expressive reasons that you are the Sat and Asat, you are actually that Akshara which is beyond. Is that what? How this? Yeah, appearing. Hmm. 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 Right. Tattvameva nanyat. Beautiful. Some more easy verses. Let's quickly go through them. त्वमादिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परन्निधानम् वेत्तासि वेद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनन्तरूप. सन्धि विभाजनं कुर्मः. त्वम् आदिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वम् अस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानं वेत्ता असि वेद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वं हे अनंत रूप. Pretty straightforward. Tvam Adidevah. So now the Kriya Pada that we must do Adhyahara is that you are. Tvam Asi. Tvam Adidevah Asi. Purushaha Asi. Puranaha Asi. Asya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Asi. Vetta Asi. Vedyam Asi. Param Dhama Asi. अपि च त्वया idam sarvam vishwam tatam. Tatam here means it's occupied. त्वया vishwam tatam. हे अनंत रूप. भवान् वदति. त्वम्. ओ. अस्तु. अवगतम्. त्वम् आदिदेवः. देवानाम् आदिः यतः ब्रह्मणः अपि आदिकर्ता त्वम् एव आसीः. तस्मात् त्वम् आदिदेवः. यु आर् द पुरुष. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ पुरुष? इज इट मेल? साधु. पुरीशेते. That which inhabits the body is Purushah. Puranaha. What is Purana? Itihasa Purana. That Purana? Old. Very ancient Purana. Pura iti shabdat. Pura iti अव्ययम् अस्ति. पुरा एकः राजा आसीत् इति कुर्मः खलु तथा पुरातनं पुराणः एव पुराणम् इति भवति. अस्य विश्वस्य त्वं परं निधानमसि. निधानमिति किम्? आ सत्यं तदेव. करेक्ट. The container, exactly. Tvam asya vishwasya param nidhanam. All the galaxies, world, universe, all this is there in you. Tvam asya vishwasya param, the greatest container, the largest vessel into which you can put all the universes if there are many more. Nidhanam. Vetta asi vedyam cha. Not only are you the Vedya, not only must you be known or the one who is getting known, but also the Vetta. Vetta is the knower, the known, or must be known. Both you are. So both the Drik and the Drishya, the seer and the seen, is both you. Param Dhama. Kim Param Dhama? Destination. The fanciest, luxurious home possible. The Narayanam. Ah, sadhu. Tvaya Vishwam idam tatam. Tatam nama vyaptam. You have occupied this Vishwa. Ah? Hmm. Ah, satyam. यथा मालायां तन्तुः सूत्रं ततं तथा सूत्रे मणिगणाः इव सत्यम. The one thread which connects every single entity is that Bhagavan, and hence also Ananta Rupa. So it is not just the thread but also the beads. So all the different countless beads which are present in this garland of the cosmos, God is that Ananta Rupa. अस्तु. जगतः त्वम् आदिदेवः जगतः सृष्टत्वात् he because sorry srashtatvat, because you are the creator of the jagat, therefore you are the first. पुरुषः पुरुषया साधु एवमे अत्रैव यथावत् उक्तम् आचार्येणापि पुरीशयनात् सः पुरुषः पुराणः अथवा चिरन्तनः, one who is there for eons and eons together. त्वम् एव सनातनः चिरन्तनः सत्यं सनातनः चिरं तनः पुरातनः. अस्य विश्वस्य परं प्रकृष्टं निधानं निधीयते अस्मिन्, where the jagat gets kept is called nidhanam during the Mahapralaya ityadi. So it's the dabba, it's the pickled dabba in which you put back the universe and then take it out for enjoying it. Sarvam Mahapralayado iti. किंच वेत्ता असि वेदिता एव असि, you are the knower सर्वस्य एव वेद्यजातस्य, of everything which can be known and which must be known you are the vetta. यच्च वेद्यं वेदनार्हं, that which must be known, तच्च असि, you are also that. परम धाम परमं पदम वैष्णवम असि. त्वया व्याप्तं विश्वं समस्तं. हे अनंत रूप, अंतो न विद्यते एव तव रूपाणां. There's no end at all to how many rupas you can take. So the OG chameleon, you can say, not even a chameleon, you can say, what is that? I think now the clay example that we often hear in Vedanta makes sense. You can turn the clay into so many rupas. So it's the Play-Doh, the greatest play devata, avarupanam. Kincha. Kincha. Wait, shall we do one more shloka or shall we stop here? Okay, well, this is a good point to stop with. Namaste. So we'll end with this. Vayuryamo. Okay, Bhavan Gayatu. अस्तु. वायुर्यमोऽग्निर्वरुणः शशाङ्कः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहश्च नमो नमस्तेऽस्तु सहस्रकृत्वः पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते। कृपया सन्धिं विभज्यत। हम्म। 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 कृत्वस् इति इति न न कृत्वस् इत्युक्ते टैम्स्। सो 1000 टैम्स् कृत्वस् दशकृत्वस्। हम्म। अद्भुतम्। वायुः त्वं यमश्च अग्निः वरुणः अपां पतिः। अपाम् इत्युक्ते जलस्य अर्थात् आकाशवत् व्याप्तजलस्य पतिः वरुणः. Varuna was actually the god of cosmos first, and later on he became associated with Parjanya, which is the lord of water, actual physical water. So Varuna is the originally the cosmic order devata. So Apam Patihi Shashankaha Chandramaha Prajapatihi Tvam. Interesting trivia here again, unrelated to what we are discussing, is Chandramas is the Pratipadika of the word Chandramaha. Chandramase Namaha Chandramas, and Chandrama become in, I think in Kannada we have this idea of Chanda Mama, the Mama, which so we show the Mama, Chanda Mama. Look at the moon. We tell this to young infants. So Chanda Mama, Chandrama, and Prajapatihi Tvam Kashyapadihi. Exactly what Trivikama Maria was telling. Kashyapadi and the others who were the first borns of Brahma were called the Prajapatis. Their very role and designated job was to create more creatures. So Prajapatihi Prapitamaha cha, great grandfather, Pitamahasyapi pita, so Pitamahah, Brahmanaha api pita ityarthah. नमो नमः ते तुभ्यं नमः अस्तु सहस्रकृत्वा पुनश्च भूयः अपि नमो नमः ते बहुशः नमस्कार क्रिया अभ्यास आवृत्ति गणनं कृत्वसु कृत्वसु च उच्यते. So this is the pratyaya कृत्वस्. Kritwas Such is the technical Paninian way of calling this pratyaya. So with this pratyaya, he is telling repetition is called abhyasa in grammar terms. So namaskara kriyayaha abhyasaha, the repetition of doing namaskara, of the kriya of doing namaskara, and avritti gananam, and counting how many times you are iterating is used by is denoted by the pratyaya of kritva such, or that kritva that we just read, sahasa kritvaha. Punaha cha bhuyaha iti shraddha bhakti atishayat. So now why is he saying so many namas? Shraddha bhakti atishayat. There is an exaggerated sense of both love bhakti and faith. Shraddha bhakti atishayat aparitosham atmanah darshayati. The Atma, he is not even feeling tripta with doing one namaskar or two, 10 times. He wants to keep doing it repeatedly again and again, which shows how here Atma means his mind or the heart is unsatisfied with himself. So he wants to keep surrendering more and more and more and completely get dissolved in the supremeness which is before, right before him. Aparitosham Atmana Darshayati. Very beautiful poetic language that he says. Why is there so many pranamas? Shraddha Bhakti Etishayat Atmanaha Aparitoshatvat. There's a very similar word. Hmm. Ah, Sadhu, Satyam. There's this very similar shloka that we read in the 10th chapter, if you remember, where the Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. The sadhus, they keep talking about me and they find happiness in sharing it with others, something to that order. भूय एव महाबाहो शृणु मे परमं वचः यत्तेऽहं प्रीयमाणाय वक्ष्यामि हितकामया. And so somewhere Arjuna says there is no tripti at all in exactly like what you're saying. There's no tripti at all in listening to more and more of your mm, vibhutis. And so tell me some more about it. Then Krishna says, so is the case with all the saints, the realized ones. They keep talking about my vibhutis with each other, and that is their very source of joy itself in sharing the bliss they have, in sharing their experiences with each other, and understanding in what position, in what uh, state of mind they are here. Macchitta madgata pranaha bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Talking about my glories and expressing them to each other itself is the pastime of the Siddhas. भवतः अभिप्रायाः के तस्य एकादशस्य अध्यायस्य एतान् श्लोकान् दृष्ट्वा it is your overarching the sum. Hmm. Hmm. अस्तु सम्यक् साधु धन्यवादाः अत्र विरमाम नमो नमस्ते सहस्रकृत्वः ते नमः